He told me, "Stockpile these 5 foods. The rest will be useless." I stood there, absorbing it all. It wasn't advice. It was an order. And I'm not saying this to scare anyone. That's because many people won't believe it. Many are trapped by money, work, the rush. He hasn't had time for God in a long time. And that's precisely where things get serious. Something will happen before March 2026. It has already started affecting North American inventories, with distribution centers in Europe, with the Latin American markets. And yet, many people insist that everything is normal. But it isn't. There will be a food shortage. There will be a water shortage. There will be a power outage. And the Bible will be banned in many places. Those who follow Christ will be persecuted. But before all of that happens, he is warning us. And the warning is simple. Stock up on these 5 foods before it's too late. My name is Gabriel. I am African. And I'm only speaking because I've been ordered to speak. When he spoke to me and said, "Stockpile these 5 foods, the rest will be useless," the first image that appeared was a bag of rice. I stared at it, trying to understand why he would start with rice. Something so simple, so common, so ignored by those who think supermarkets never fail. But he made me realize that, when what is coming arrives, no one will be chasing luxury. They will be chasing calories. And rice is exactly that. Safe and cheap energy. I understood that this would be the first sign, because when rice starts to disappear, most will already be behind. Rice will sustain families when money loses value, and when what you have in your pocket is no longer enough to buy the basics. And those who are not prepared will feel this in a way they will never forget. Rice is the food that has always sustained entire populations in times of war, drought, flight, and poverty. And he showed me that it will happen again. It doesn't matter the region, North America, Europe, Latin America. When what is coming advances, people will realize that rice is not just food, it is survival. He said to stockpile because there will be days when there will not be enough transportation, enough labor, nor enough infrastructure to maintain the flow that seems normal today. Everything that depends on trucks, roads, ports, and factories will become unstable. And rice will be the first item that people will grab from the shelves without a second thought, because the human body can endure pain, cold, and fear, but it cannot endure a lack of calories. I saw entire families staring at empty bags, trying to stretch what little they had. I saw children crying because their parents had nothing to put in the pot. These scenes struck me because they weren't distant visions. They were situations connected to what has already
Despertam a
begun to happen
curiosidade
discreetly
e até o medo em
behind the
muitos de
scenes of
nós
the world
estão
economy.
relacionadas à
Showed that
marca da
rice
besta
will be
e ao
worth
seu
more
número
than many expensive
666.
products that people
Muitos
easily buy
acreditam que o inimigo
today.
implantará
And
um
those who
chip
don't
com
heed
esse
this
número nas
instruction will
pessoas
discover too
para que
late
elas
that
sejam
simple food is true wealth. When the system goes into shock, stockpiling rice is not an exaggeration, it's intelligence, it's obedience. It's preparation to protect those you love when the world enters a rhythm that no one expects. Rice doesn't require expensive equipment, experience, or technical knowledge. It only requires advanced preparation. A sack can sustain a person for weeks. It can keep a family afloat while others despair. He made me understand that few will take this seriously. Most only believe it when they're already in the empty supermarket queue. But the warning came before. And it came clearly. Store it while you can, because the time will come when stocks will run out too quickly. Rice will be like a shield for difficult days. And those who have it will resist while others will depend on help that won't come. I also realized something important. Rice keeps the mind functioning. It's not just about eating, it's about continuing to reason, making the right decisions, not collapsing emotionally. In times of instability, a warm meal keeps your mind in a place of clarity. It showed me that many dangerous decisions will be made by those who are hungry, tired, and directionless. But those who have rice stored away won't experience that kind of weakness. They will have the strength to think, to protect, to act calmly, to care for children and the elderly. It's not just food, it's strategy. That's why he placed rice as the first pillar, because it's the most sustaining, the most durable, the most nourishing, the most protective. And because it will be the foundation of everything when the collapse hits areas where people believed it was impossible to lack the basics. Before March 2026, this will become evident. Those who listen now will be prepared. Those who ignore it will discover too soon that comfort is fragile. I am repeating exactly as I received it. Stockpiling rice is the beginning. It's the first answer. It's the foundation. Without it, other foods make no sense. And without it, what's coming will catch many by surprise. When he finished showing me the rice, the second food appeared immediately, beans. And I understood that this wasn't a detail. It was an exact sequence, as if he were building the foundation for someone who will get through difficult times without depending on the system. Beans represent strength, something that many people underestimate because today there are saturated markets, variety, cheap meat in some places, and artificial proteins. But he made it clear that a time will come when protein will be scarce, expensive, or simply inaccessible to most families. And those who are not prepared will feel weakness in their bodies, minds, emotions, and decisions. Beans are the most stable and accessible protein. They sustain the body when everything else is unstable. They prevent dizziness, low blood pressure, fainting, and mental exhaustion. They keep a person going when they need to care for children, walk long distances, face long periods without energy, or cope with excessively hot days or freezing nights. It made me understand that beans will be like a hidden reserve of strength within every prepared home. While many will weaken quickly, those who have this second pillar will be able to maintain rhythm, clarity, and protection. I've seen people trying to survive on carbohydrates alone, believing that any food will do. But in that kind of scenario, the body starts craving protein like an internal cry. Without it, muscles wear down, immunity drops, fatigue takes over, and the person even loses the ability to think clearly. He showed me that beans are not just food. They are a tool. They sustain work, vigilance, movement, family care, and endurance in long situations. It's as if beans are the second floor of the structure that begins with rice. Another thing he showed me is that beans will be one of the most valuable commodities. When protein is scarce, when frozen meat spoils due to lack of energy, when eggs become too expensive, beans will be desperately sought after. People who laugh at this idea today will beg for a small bag when the situation gets tough, and those who have stockpiled beans will be able to support their families with dignity, without panicking, without depending on outside help. He made it clear to me that many will look for protein too late, when the markets are already empty. Beans, like rice, don't need luxury to function. They just need to be stored. They are simple, yet powerful. They nourish for hours, maintain warmth, and stabilize the body. He showed me that entire families will be spared weakness and physical collapse because of this food, which is ignored today because no one imagines food shortages. He said to stockpile not out of alarmism, but because there will be days when strength will be the difference between resisting and collapsing. Therefore, beans are the second pillar. Without them, the body cannot withstand the pace of the days to come. Without them, rice alone cannot keep someone standing. He asked me to let you know that whoever prepares now will have strength. Whoever doesn't prepare will feel their body fail when they need it most. I am repeating as I received it. Rice is the foundation, and beans are the strength. One sustains, the other keeps you firm. And whoever has both will get through the beginning of the collapse with resilience, while others will be seeking help that will not come. After he showed me the beans, the third image was oats. At that moment, I understood that this food occupies a different place from the other two. Rice provides sustenance, beans provide strength, but oats provide speed. It's the food that keeps someone on their feet early in the morning, when the body is still weak and the mind tired. He made me feel that, in the days to come, there will be mornings when people will wake up without energy, without time, and without the resources to prepare something time-consuming, and oats will be the answer to that. A food that warms you up quickly, requires little preparation, and sustains you for hours, even when everything around you is unstable. Oatmeal becomes even more important when there is a power outage, a gas shortage, a firewood shortage, or a lack of infrastructure, because it needs almost nothing to become food, just hot water, and sometimes not even that. In times of crisis, every minute counts, and he showed me that many will waste time trying to cook heavy foods when the environment doesn't allow it. Oatmeal will be valuable because it respects time, haste, urgency. It nourishes quickly and nourishes well. And those who have stockpiled it will feel this in practice, while others will be struggling to cook something simple. He also showed me that oatmeal will be essential for children, the elderly, and the frail. In difficult times, the body weakens quickly, and lack of energy leaves people vulnerable. Oatmeal is a light, easy to digest, and safe food. It's useful for those who are sick, for those who are tired, for those who need quick support. Many families will survive for days on end because of it. He made me understand that this simple food will be an emergency resource when everything demands more than someone can handle in a kitchen without energy. Oatmeal also keeps the mind alert. He showed me people spending long periods awake, taking care of the house, watching over, protecting, caring for the elderly or children. In moments like these, the mind needs stability, and oatmeal offers that. It doesn't cause a sugar spike, doesn't make you dizzy, and doesn't bring you down after a short time. It's a food made for daily endurance. That's why he put oatmeal on the list, even though it's something many ignore because they think it's too simple. In a collapse, simplicity will be exactly what saves lives. Another thing he showed me is that oatmeal will disappear from the market even before the panic begins. People will quickly realize that it saves time, gas, and energy, and this will make it one of the first items removed from the shelves. Those who wait for news reports, government warnings, or external signals will be left without. Those who listen now will have it, and the difference between having it and not having it will be enormous. Oatmeal can sustain someone even when other foods are running out. It's a stabilizer in the chaos of daily life. That's why it's the third pillar, because it occupies the space of speed, practicality, and quick energy. Rice sustains the base, beans strengthen the body, but oatmeal keeps the person active and alert. He made it clear, whoever has all three will have physical balance for the first few months. Whoever doesn't will feel flaws in their body and mind. I'm repeating exactly what he showed me. Oatmeal is not a luxury, it's preparation, and it will make a difference when the collapse starts to tighten its grip without warning. When he showed me the flour, I understood that this food isn't just here for nutrition. It represents something that many people only realize when they're in crisis: the need to keep their minds stable. Flour allows you to make bread, pasta, something warm, something that reminds you of routine, at a time when everything around you is confusing. He made me understand that, in the days to come, hunger won't be the only problem. Emotional despair will break many people, but whoever has flour will be able to feed their household and also maintain some semblance of normalcy when the world is collapsing. He showed me people baking bread on makeshift stoves, in small pots, in simple places, but with the feeling that it gave them the strength to keep going. Flour plays that role. It transforms little into something bigger. It sustains the body and calms the mind. While rice and beans keep a person standing, flour helps a person not to crumble inside. It's a food that provides emotional and physical structure at the same time, and he made it clear that many will realize this too late when the world's supply is unstable and prices rise rapidly. Another thing he showed me is that flour will be fought over like gold. When bread is scarce in the markets, when bakeries close, when transportation is interrupted, people will seek flour by any means necessary, and those who haven't stockpiled it will depend on luck or difficult bartering. He made it clear that this food will be essential during the prolonged days, when collapse is no longer just news, but part of daily life. Those who have flour will be able to produce food with little. Those who don't will be limited and vulnerable. Flour also has a practical role that many ignore. It goes a long way. It transforms. It adapts to small amounts. With it, you can keep an entire family fed for longer. It goes with rice, beans, and oatmeal. It completes the table when everything else is lacking. It showed me that there will be times when creativity will be necessary to survive, and flour offers that possibility. It's simple, but it opens doors to meals that maintain the morale of the home. But he also warned me about the mistake many people make: storing flour haphazardly. It can spoil quickly if not protected. He made me understand that preparation isn't just about buying it, it's about knowing how to store it. Properly stored flour can last a long time and save an entire household. Poorly stored flour can turn into unusable powder, and that will happen to many who think it's just a matter of buying it and putting it in the cupboard. He showed me that discipline and care will make the difference between waste and survival. That's why flour is the fourth pillar. It represents stability, creativity, and emotional continuity. While the first three foods keep the body strong, flour helps sustain the soul on difficult days. He showed me that whoever has all four pillars will be able to get through entire months with physical and mental balance. I'm repeating exactly how I received it. Flour will be necessary to provide structure for long days, and whoever stocks up now won't depend on systems that are about to fail. This pillar is as important as the others because it holds the house together inside and out. When he showed me the fifth food, I understood that this was the most crucial of all. Not because of the quantity, but because of its function. Fat is what keeps the body functioning when exertion increases, when the cold sets in, when the day demands more than one can give. Peanut butter appeared as a symbol of this. Small, practical, caloric, stable. He made me understand that, in the days to come, many people will have rice, beans, and even flour, but will lack deep energy, and without fat, the body loses rhythm, loses strength, and loses balance. That's why this food is on the list. It sustains when the body is at its limit. Fat nourishes in a different way. It doesn't just satisfy hunger, it keeps the body functioning. It keeps a person awake, warm, and strong. He showed me situations where people will try to survive only on light foods, and they won't succeed. Peanut butter was given as an example because it's dense, accessible, and easy to store. But the principle is the same for other stable fats. He made me understand that this will be one of the most valuable items when there's a power outage, when the cold arrives, when the body is weak for days on end. I've seen scenes of people opening small jars and managing to stay strong for hours with just a spoon. That's not an exaggeration. It's real survival. He showed me that, in times of scarcity, every calorie counts. And calories from fat have more impact than any other. They sustain vigils, commutes, cold nights, moments of emotional exhaustion. Peanut butter is practical because it doesn't need heat, a pan, or water. And that will make a difference when everything is limited. It's direct, quick, and potent food. Another thing he showed me is that this food will be extremely rare. People don't think about fat when everything is working, but when the collapse progresses, fat will disappear first. Without energy, without refrigeration, without stable transport, many fatty foods spoil quickly. But peanut butter and similar products don't spoil like that. They last, they endure, they save lives. And that's why they will become a bargaining chip. People will offer tools, clothes, and even medicine for a small jar of this food. He also showed me that this food will protect families from a weakness that many are unaware of. Anyone who has experienced profound hunger knows that there comes a point when the body no longer responds. Muscles fail, temperature drops, the mind shuts down. Fat prevents this collapse. He made it clear that without it, other foods provide external support, but the body collapses internally. This fifth pillar is what keeps someone alive when exhaustion exceeds the limit. It's not a luxury, it's a direct necessity. That's why he placed this food last. Not because it's less important, but because it's what completes the foundation. Rice sustains, beans strengthen, oatmeal accelerates, flour stabilizes, but fat keeps you alive. He showed me that the 5 pillars together form a complete structure, capable of supporting a house for months, even when everything outside is broken. I am repeating exactly as he showed me. Storing fat is ensuring resistance, and whoever understands this now will be prepared for what is about to happen. After he showed me the 5 foods, he spoke to me in a way I will never forget. He said that this warning is not about fear, it's about preparation. He said that many people won't believe it because they are still attached to money, comfort, and a routine that seems firm, but has already begun to break down from within. He made me see that what is coming will affect families who never imagined going through this. Before March 2026, profound changes will affect food, water, energy, and distribution, and those who ignore the warning will feel it directly in their homes. He showed me entire regions struggling to survive on what was left in the markets. I saw empty shelves, parked trucks, distribution centers without supplies. I saw people searching for rice, beans, oats, flour, and fat as if they were treasures. And he made me understand that it's not just scarcity, it's a gradual, silent, and certain collapse. He said it has already begun in North America, Europe, and Latin America. It just hasn't appeared to those who are distracted, too busy, or too confident in human systems. He also showed me that persecution against Christians will increase. It won't happen overnight, but it will be constant. The Bible will be rejected in many places. Faith meetings will be monitored. People will be pressured to deny principles to maintain access to basic services. He said the world will treat the truth as a threat, and many who today claim to follow Christ will hide because they never prepared themselves spiritually. He showed me that all of this is connected: lack of food, lack of energy, lack of freedom, lack of true faith. He said this warning isn't meant to scare anyone, it's meant to wake people up. He said that those who prepare now will have peace when others are in despair. That those who stockpile the 5 essential foods will get through the toughest times without depending on the government, without depending on the system, and without falling into control networks that will be presented as solutions. He made it clear that physical and spiritual preparation will now go hand in hand. Those who ignore either will be vulnerable. He also showed me that many will scoff at this warning. They'll say it's an exaggeration. They'll trust the economy. They'll think everything will stay the same. But he told me that the change has already begun. Water will be scarce in places you never imagined. Energy will fluctuate for weeks in some regions. And basic food will become expensive or scarce. He said, warn us before it's too late. And that's why I'm speaking. Not because I want to, but because he commanded it. And whoever listens will be ahead of those who scoff. Finally, he said that these 5 foods are the foundation for protecting families in the first months of the collapse. That rice, beans, oats, flour, and fat will be like shields when the system fails. He said that these foods will maintain strength, clarity, stability, and resilience. And he told me to repeat, stockpile now, the rest will be useless. I am delivering exactly as I received it. Whoever listens will be prepared. Whoever doesn't listen will feel the weight of ignoring a warning that came before it all began. If you've made it this far, I want you to know one thing: you are not alone. This warning came because God is still watching over you and your family. He's giving it time, He is giving direction, and He is showing exactly what to do to get through what lies ahead. I know some people will be scared, others will feel doubt. Others will look at the 5 foods and think it's far too few. But let me tell you something honestly, God never overworked. He works with obedience. He works with simple steps that change everything when the tough day arrives. He didn't call you to panic. He called you to preparation. He didn't call you out of despair. He called you to be vigilant. And if He brought you to this video, it's because He chose you to protect His home and be a point of stability when others are lost. So do your part. Stockpile what He commanded. Prepare your mind. Strengthen your spirit. And take care of your family wisely. You don't need to solve everything today. You just need to start. And while you prepare your home, prepare your heart as well. Difficult times do not negate God's presence. On the contrary, it is in difficult times that He reveals Himself with the greatest strength, and He will protect you. He will guide you, and He will remind you that you are not living through this time by chance. If this message resonated with you, leave a comment saying simply, I heard. This helps me to pray for you. This helps me know that this message has reached where it needed to reach. And share this video with someone you love. Many lives will be saved not through fear, but through guidance. God is still warning us, and He warned you today. May the Lord protect your home, sustain your family, and grant you peace as you prepare. And may He give you strength to remain steadfast when the world is unstable. You are not alone. His hand is upon you.